Ladies, gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy Strongstyles in the file, reigning, defending AIWF America's heavyweight champion, of course. Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning Part 1. Saw it last night, and yeah, let's geek about it for a scant few minutes. I'm not going to do just the super comprehensive review or recap of it. Not going to hit any spoilers here or anything. Just in short, go see the movie. It's phenomenal. If you've been a fan of the recent or of the Mission Impossible franchise, the movies, over the course of years now, then you'll like the movie. I love the movie. It's one of those that you need to see at least the first time on the big screen. It was made for that. And in the beginning of the movie, like the director, Tom Cruise, there's this videotape message where he's thanking people for coming out to the theater to see it. There's been comments made by him where he makes movies for the theater, for that experience, that spectacle. He's not, I'm assuming, I guess, a fan of releasing stuff at home on streaming. It is what it is. I wouldn't poo-poo that as hard as I guess he seemed to, maybe, but you know, for something like this, the spectacle, the stunts were crazy. The car chase that you saw, the train scenes that you see from the trailer, seeing that the whole actual scene, the set piece put together, that when you realize that him and S.I. Morales, who's one of the villains, were actually fighting atop a moving train at 60 miles an hour. When you look at the jump off the bike to the parachuting thing, the fact that Tom Cruise actually, it's not CG here, not CG. He did that. It's bananas to see it actually, on screen. There's a few moments, freely admit, or I was like legitimately kind of coming up out of my seat at some of the stuff that was going on. It just reaches you to that degree, and I haven't done that in a movie forever. Maybe since when Captain America picked up the hammer in Endgame. I haven't really kind of jumped out of my. There have been stuff here or there where I've kind of been like, ha, hey, or, I've reacted like that, but to actually feel myself coming out of my seat because of the sheer awesomeness of what I'm looking at, it's been a while. And it happened in Dead Reckoning. Now, of course, we know the plot is, it's kind of on the nose for what we're dealing with, because in this day and age, everybody's all about AI and what can AI do for us and how can AI make the jobs easier, and ChatGPT and all this automated stuff. And it's just it's dealing with, I have long since said that the Terminator movies are not just some blockbuster franchise movies. They are prophetic about what's going to happen to us. Skynet, at some point, this AI that we're all hopped up on, is going to try to kill us. It's going to achieve sentience and going to try to kill us. May not be in our lifetime, probably won't be in our lifetime, but it's coming. Like the war with the machines, it's coming. And you even have people prognosticating about that and kind of saying, hey, we need to kind of start putting in these regulations and just really looking at this whole AI thing, that everybody's this AI road that everybody's just bottlenecking to run down, because there are some serious implications for the future with this stuff. Like I said, probably not in our lifetime, but the stuff is coming. And people are just feeling like dealing with it, because we deal with it here. The movie, The Creator, and it deals with an aspect of AI going rogue and attacking humanity and that sort of thing. So it's on people's minds. So it's kind of apropos that we get Dead Reckoning, and the central villain, after we've dealt with turncoat agents and spy groups and all this other stuff that we've seen over the Mission Impossible franchise. Now we're dealing with a Skynet situation where we had this thing called the Entity, and there's a race to get this key to controlling it and or destroying it. That's all I'll give you. That's basically what it is. They're racing. Ethan and his fellow agents are racing to stop, to get a hold of the thing that will allow them to control or kill the Entity. Of course, you have countries that want to have it, want to weaponize it. They're trying to stop it. That puts Ethan kind of on the outs with IMF, because they have one thing they want him to do. He's Ethan Hunt. He's going to kind of do his own thing. Hayley Atwell is a phenomenal addition to the movie. I'm, of course, a huge Hayley Atwell fan. I have been since she came on the scene as Agent Carter. Also heard her in Blood of the Daleks, a Doctor Who audio drama featuring the Eighth Doctor years ago. But I'm a huge Haley Atwell fan, and she was phenomenal in this. I love her. Loved her in this. Like I said, Morales was a great villain. Him and Tom Cruise fighting aboard the train was crazy. And you saw, like, with him, some of the stuff you saw in him in this movie made me really, really aggravated that they dropped the ball with him on Titans when they cast him as Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. Like, he was a great casting get for them, and of course, like so many other things on that stupid show, wasted the potential. You have the actress whose name I'm not even going to attempt to say, and butcher, who played Mantis for the MCU, is here as kind of a, she's not mute, she says some lines here and there, but she's kind of like the heavy fellow assassin that Morales plays, and she's got a great, she plays a great part in the chase scene with driving this like Hummer. She's good, great. And they bring back Ilsa, they bring back Benji, they bring back Luther. On the one hand, I was kind of like hoping that we would get new agents, because we've got new like ladies mostly in the movies, but we haven't. We're getting Benji and Luther. They've been in how many of these movies? So part of me was like, can we get new agents? But the way they go narratively in this and kind of take things back, deal with kind of the life that these guys had before they were IMF agents, I think it works because we've seen some of the stuff they've been through in these movies, because they've been through a lot of these movies. So kind of having them touch on who they were before, the lives that they had before, and they had, apparently at some point had a choice to continue with that life or join IMF. I think it carries more weight with these guys that we've seen a bunch of times and we're invested in. So in that regard, I'm fine with them sticking with Benji and Luther and Ilsa. Though on the other hand, I kind of wish we it's IMF. Like, you pick a different agent that's best suited for the mission at hand, the task at hand. So I was kind of hoping, change it up a little bit. Some twists and some double crosses, typical spy fare. It's just a really, really great movie. That's just the long and short of it. The Cliff Notes version, in a nutshell version, it's a phenomenal movie. Go see it. I might go see it again before it escapes the theaters, because it's really good, and seeing it on that big screen, it was fun. It was enjoyable. A little bit long, I'll admit, a little bit long, but I loved it, and it had a good, even though it's a part 1 of 2, it had a good, solid, ending to it. Sucks we have to wait till next year for part 2, but it was just a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love seeing how Tom Cruise can ratchet up the danger and just the unbelievableness of these movies that he does. But he does it in such a way that, because I know, the Fast and Furious movies have been ratcheting up the stunts and the stuff, the spectacle that they do. But it just, with the way it's been happening in Mission Impossible and how Cruise does it, and in the stunts and stuff in these movies, it just feels, I don't know how to explain it. It's different than, and I don't want to say it's more believable, because the stuff that they're doing is not really believable. But on the one hand, it kind of is. You can see the stuff that Cruise is doing in these movies. You can see that more than you can see Vin Diesel using his car to bring down 2 helicopters. I don't know. It's just, I gotta figure out a better way to kind of express that thought. But that's where I'm at with it, and the difference in spectacle of the stunts between these 2 franchises. It just feels more tangible, more real for Mission Impossible than it does for the Fast movies or movies like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, go see it. It's out this weekend. You'll have a good time. You'll laugh in some parts. There's some humor in it, some jokes, some jokey stuff, but some serious stuff. And just overall, it's a great, phenomenal movie that you will enjoy, I believe. So, get out there and go see it. But those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, of course, let us geek.